Okay, so we're going to the next topic today of class 9, that is nomenclature. Now, when we're talking of nomenclature over here, nomenclature of coordination compounds, there are going to be certain rules which we are going to follow, which are very important while naming the coordination compounds. So, two types of processes we are going to do over here. In the first process, we are going to name any coordinate compound, and in the second, the name would be given and we have to formulate the formula. Okay, so let's first go on to naming. When we're naming of any coordinate compound, we name in a similar manner as we name any simple inorganic compound, which means that always the name of the cationic species that is going to come first, and the name of the anionic species that is going to come later. Okay. Now when we are talking of cationic and anionic species over here, the coordinate entity जो कि हमने बात करी थी, that can either be cationic, that may either be anionic. Okay. So coordinate entity अगर cationic होगी, अगर वो cationic होगी तो counter ion that is going to be negatively charged. We have already done what a counter ion is. So if you're taking a very simple example over here of this, so let's understand first what a counter ion is. Over here, this is going to be the coordinate entity. ये हमने कल पढ़ा था. This is the coordinate entity, and this is going to be the counter ion. So if the coordinate entity is written first, okay, it means that the coordinate entity that is going to be cationic in nature, right? So आप पहले coordinate entity को name दोगे, फिर उसके बाद आप counter ion को name दोगे. Anionic species में क्या होगा? The counter ion will be written first. जैसे हमारे पास एक example हम ले रहे हैं FeCN6. So over here you can see that the counter ion that is written first, and then we have the coordinate entity. So over here the counter ion that is going to be positively charged, and the coordinate entity that is going to be negatively charged. और यहाँ पे the counter ion that is going to be negatively charged and the coordinate entity that is going to be positively charged. So whatever the case may be, always the name of the cation is going to come first and the name of the anion that is going to come second. So over here also, this is a cationic species. We will first name the coordinate entity, then we will name the counter ion. Over here, we will first name the counter ion and then we will name the coordinate entity. In both the cases, the name of the central metal ion, you will see, is going to have a different nomenclature. Okay, so this is the first rule of naming coordinate complexes, that the name of the cation that is going to be given first. It's like any other inorganic salt. If you're taking NaCl, you are going to name it as sodium chloride. So over here, sodium is going to be positive and chlorine that is going to be negative. So you are first naming the positive, the cation, and then you are naming the anion. Same we are doing it over here. Is it clear? Similarly, you can take another example if you are taking copper sulfate. So copper में this is 2 positive, this is 2 negative. तो आप copper पहले name करते हो, फिर sulfate name करते हो. तो same rule we are following in the coordinate complexes. The second rule, we are saying that whenever there is a complex ion present, that is when we are naming the coordinate entity, the ligands are named first. Ligands are named first while naming the coordinate entity. Okay, so first of all we are going to name the ligand and then the central metal ion. So if this is the coordinate entity over here, we are only doing the naming of the coordinate entity first. So you will first name the ligands and then the central metal ion. Right? So let's see how you're going to name the ligands. We are going to do a few name of ligands, a list we are going to take over here. The first one which we are taking is ligands which have a negative charge. ठीक है, जिसके पास नेगेटिव चार्ज होगा that is going to end in either ido or ito. Right, this is the end which we are going to give. For example, if we are taking Cl negative, then this is going to be named as chlorido. ठीक है, if we have Br negative, bromido. If we have F negative, then this is named as fluorido, right? If we have Cn negative, this is named as cyano. If we have O2 negative, oxo. If we have O2 negative, then this is named as peroxo, right? Then we have OH negative, hydroxo, right? Then we have NH2 negative, it is named as imido, okay? And if we have C2O4 2 negative, this is named as oxalato, right? Then we have say we have SO4 2 negative, then this is named as sulfato. ठीक है? Now over here there are few others which are given in your notes. You can just go through them. These are certain important ones. These are the negative ligands, and this is how you're going to name. Now if there is an ambidentate ligand which is present, for example you had done nitrito, so if we have ONO negative, this is going to be known as nitrito nitrito O, as it is linking to the central metal atom through oxygen. And if the same is written as NO2 negative, then this is known as nitrito N. ठीक है? Similarly आपने वो भी किया था, जैसे ये साइनो आपने किया. This is if it is linked through carbon. If this is linked through nitrogen over here, then this is known as what? Isocyano. Okay, so this is how the ambident ligands they are going to be named. The second type of ligands, which are present, they may be neutral ligands having a lone pair of electrons. Neutral ligands having a lone pair of electrons. For example, we have C6H5N. This is known as pyridine. And generally the abbreviation which is given to it is PY. Okay? Then we have PH3. Which will be known as phosphine. Then we have C6H5 whole thrice P. This is known as triphenyl phosphine. ठीक है? Then we have H2O, aqua, NH3, amine. Then we have NO, nitrosyl, and then we have CS, thiocarbonyl. Okay, then we have certain positive ligands which may also be present. So positive ligands जो होते हैं, the third type of ligands, positive ligands, they end in ium, IUM. Okay, for example we have NH4 positive. This is known as ammonium. NH4 positive, it is known as ammonium. Then we have NO positive. This is known as nitrocilium. ठीक है? Then we have NO2 positive, which is known as nitronium. So positively charged, even if we have certain halogens which are positively charged like Cl positive, there are certain Cl positive or Br positive ions which may also be, you will see when we are doing organic chemistry, these are the positively charged ions which may be produced by taking into consideration the halogen carriers. So this is going to be known as what? Fluoronium. Although the positive ligands, they are very rare, so these are just a few of them. Okay? So this is the second rule which we have done. That in the first rule we first name the cation and then the anion. In the second rule, if we are naming the coordinate entity, we will first name the ligands and then the central metal atom. ठीक है? उसके बाद the third rule which we are going to follow over here is that if the number of any particular ligand that is more than one, then we use the Greek suffixes like di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa and so on. Like if we are having CuNH3 whole 6, 3 positive. Suppose this is the cationic species which we are having. So over here you can see that amine जो है that is going to be 6 in number. So we are going to name it as hexaamine. Okay? So जब इसकी हम naming करेंगे, this is hexaamine. फिर उसके बाद central metal atom copper. It is very important to mention the coordination number, the oxidation number of the central metal atom. Amine is a neutral ligand, so when you are calculating the oxidation number of this, it comes to +3. So you have to mention the oxidation number in Roman numerals in bracket soon after you have written the name of the central metal atom. So we have copper 3, because it is iron over here, so you need to write over here iron. Okay? But if in case the name of the ligand already has di, tri and so on. For example, we have ethylene diamine. And there are 2 molecules of ethylene diamine present. So in that case, you cannot write it as diethylene diamine. You cannot use the word di twice. For such molecules or such ligands, we use bis for 2. So if there are 2 ethylene diamine, that is going to be bis ethylene diamine. If there are 3, then it is tris. If there are 4, then it is tetrakis. Okay, so when we will do few more examples, I will tell you when we are going to name the compounds, how and where bis, tris, tetrakis they are going to be used. Generally, they are used if we have ligands in which di, tri are already present. Okay? Then we come to the next rule over here, order of naming the ligands. naming the ligands. Now, if we have homoleptic complexes, as we have already studied that in homoleptic the kind of ligands they are going to be same. So, if there is homoleptic, then this is what we are using. But if we have heteroleptic complexes in which there are more than one ligands present, then in that case we are going to order the ligands according. We are going to name the ligands according to the following rules. Okay? Number one. If there are more than one kind of ligands present, they should be named alphabetically. They should be named alphabetically. जैसे अगर अमीन और नाइट्रो प्रेजेंट है तो आप पहले अमीन को नेम करोगे और फिर नाइट्रो। अगर अमीन और क्लोरीडो प्रेजेंट है तो आप पहले अमीन को नेम करोगे और फिर क्लोरीडो को। Is it clear? So alphabetically we are going to give the name. Now let's take an example over here. We have a complex Cu NH3 Cl NO2 positive. So how are you going to name over here? We have three different kind of this thing which are present. So this is amine, this is chlorido, this is nitrito. तो सबसे पहले अमीन आएगा, टेट्रा अमीन. द प्रीफिक्स टेट्रा उसका अल्फाबेट हमको नहीं कंसिडर करना है, हमको अल्फाबेट इसका कंसिडर करना है लिगेंड का. ओके, सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी टेट्रा अमीन. उसके बाद आएगा क्लोरिडो. Now you can see that I am writing this in one distinct word only. There is supposed to be no space between the ligands and the central metal atom. The space will only be between the coordinate entity and the counter ion. Okay, so this is tetra amine chlorido nitrito hyphen N. फिर उसके बाद आएगा कॉपर. ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट ऑफ कॉपर आप यहाँ पे डालो. दिस इज नेगेटिव, तो +3 हो जाएगा. -2 और +1, that is going to be 3, and finally you are going to write iron. Okay, so this is how you are going to name. You are going to name it alphabetically. First amine, then chlorido, and then nitrito. Got it? Then the next step which you are going to follow over here, the oxidation, as I have just told you that the oxidation number of the central metal atom, that is put in brackets next to the central metal atom in form of Roman numerals. This is very, very important. So it is very important for you to calculate the oxidation number correctly. That we've already done. How do we calculate? And also we had done, you've done it in class 11, the oxidation number of certain special molecules. Okay, but over here they are not required. They are only thing which is required over here is your the oxidation state of the central metal atom. Okay. Now when we have complex positive ion, जो complex है, that is going to be negatively charged. All this what we have done is for any complex ion. Okay. Now if we have over here anionic complex ion. अभी तक हम लोगों ने जितने भी एग्जांपल्स लिए उसमें हमने cationic complex ion लिया है. There's a positive charge here, there's a positive charge here. Now what happens if the counter ion is positively charged and the complex ion is negatively charged? In that case, at the end of the metal, we are going to use a suffix 8. Okay, जैसे if in case the central metal atom is cobalt, so the name which we are going to use over here is cobaltate. ठीक है? If it is nickel, nickelate. If it is silver, argentate. If it is gold, aurate. If it is mercury, mercurate. So we are going to have this name of the anionic species में, the name of the central metal atom is going to have a suffix which is ate. If we have lead over here, this will be named as plumbate. ठीक है? And copper will be named as cuprate. Right? Now if we have a neutral species, so if we have a neutral species, the name is written as it is. As it is in words. Like for example, if you are having nickel carbonyl 4, if this is a neutral species which we have, in this case, the name given will be tetra carbonyl nickel, and the oxidation state of nickel over here is 0. Even if the oxidation state is 0, then you have to mention the oxidation state as 0 in the brackets. That is very important. Okay? So this is how we go to, these are the rules. Let's do a few examples over here. First of all, we are going to take the coordinate entity as cationic species. So I am doing a few examples. Rest practice you need to do on your own. So we have platinum NH3 whole 6 Cl4. This is the first compound. How are you going to name it? Cationic species पहले name करेंगे हम लोग coordinate entity, फिर उसके बाद counter ion. So this is hexaamine platinum What is going to be the oxidation state of platinum over here? 4. Okay, so mention 4 and then give a little space to give the name of the counter ion, which is chloride. So hexaamine platinum 4 chloride. ठीक है? Chlorido नहीं आता इसमें. This is the counter ion. Chlorido will only come if chlorine is taken inside the coordinate entity as ligand. When it is a counter ion, it will come as the negative anion as it is named. Sulfate will be named as sulfate, chloride will be named as chloride, bromine will be named as bromide, fluorine will be named as fluoride, because this is a counter ion. Chlorido, bromido, iodo we will only take if they are taken as ligands inside the coordinate entity. Okay? Second, when we are talking of second over here, let's take an example. We have cobalt NH3 whole 4 H2O Cl. Okay, so this is, and we have the counter ion also as Cl. So how are we going to name this now? Let's name the ligands first. We have tetra amine. So when we taking, this is aqua. So this and this, they both are starting with A, isn't it? So then you go on to the next letter. Amine में next letter M आता है, aqua में next letter Q आता है. तो M पहले आता है, फिर Q आता है. इसलिए हम पहले amine नेम करेंगे, फिर उसके बाद aqua, chlorido, फिर we have cobalt. Let's see the oxidation state of cobalt over here. It is going to be +2. Both these chlorines, they are -2, and then the counter ion, which is chloride. Okay, so over here, your doubt is clear now. We have chlorine as a counter ion also, and we are having chlorine as a ligand also. So if it is a ligand, we are taking it as chlorido. If it is a counter ion, we are taking it as chloride. ठीक है? Now let's take another example. Ethylene diamine का एक example हम ले रहे हैं. We have copper sulfate. So you can see there are two ethylene diamine over here. The prefix which we are going to use is bis. Ethylene diamine copper. Oxidation state of copper is going to be 2 and sulfate which is the counter ion. ठीक है? Then we're taking another example over here. Okay, we have Ag. NH3 whole twice Cl. What is going to be the name? Diamine silver and oxidation number of silver over here, that is 1, and then the counter ion which is chloride. ठीक है? So these are certain examples of cationic species. Now we want to take some examples of anionic species. Some examples of anionic species we are going to take. Over here the coordinate entity is going to have a negative charge and the counter ion is going to have a positive charge. So we're taking the first example, K4 FeCN whole 6. So over here you will first name potassium, give a little space between the counter ion and the coordinate entity. So this is going to be hexacyanoferrate. And what is going to be the oxidation state? 6 minus 4. That is equal to 2. Got it? Potassium. So have you got the difference between cationic and anionic over here? In this case you going to use 8 suffix after the metal. ठीक है? उसके बाद हमारे पास let's take another example. We have we have K3 CO C2O4 whole twice Cl2, right? So again over here counter ion is potassium, so we will write potassium first. Now we have two ligands. This is oxalato and this is going to be chlorido. So we are going to first name C. ठीक है? So we have dichlorido, then we have dioxalato, cobaltate, and what is going to be the oxidation number over here? This is 4 minus 4, 2 2s are 4 now, 4 and 2, 6 and 6 minus 3, that is equal to 3. So the oxidation number of cobalt, that is 3. ठीक है? ये भी oxalato दिया हुआ है, यहाँ पे C2H4 नहीं C2O4 लेना है, oxalato दिया हुआ है. So C2O4 oxalate has 2 negative charge, 2 into 2 4, 4 और ये 6 minus 6 plus 3, that is equal to 3. So the oxidation state that comes as 3. ठीक है? Let's take another example over here. We have Na3 CO NO2 whole 6. ठीक है? इसका क्या नाम होगा? The counter ion over here, that is sodium. So you write sodium, ठीक है? And we have hexanitro. You can also write it as nitrito N, or you can also write it as nitro. Both are correct. Hexanitro cobaltate. What is going to be the oxidation number? 6 minus 3, that is going to be 3. Is it clear? 6 negative and 3 positive, that becomes equal to 3. Right? So this is how you are going to name the anionic species. Now there are certain compounds in which both cationic and anionic species, they are going to be coordinate entities. They are going to be complex ions. So how do we name them? Okay, so now we are going to have compounds in which both cationic and anionic species, they are going to be coordinate entities. So we're taking an example over here. We have Cr NH3O6, okay, and we have COCN6. ओके, सो इसमें हमको दोनों जो है, इसमें जो फर्स्ट वाला होगा ये कैटायनिक हुआ तो इसको क्रोमियम लेंगे, ये एनायनिक हुआ तो इसको कोबाल्टेट लेंगे. सो जो ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर निकलता है वो दोनों का हाफ हाफ होगा. जब आप टोटल यहाँ पे निकाल रहे हो ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर, दैट इज 6. सो 6 मींस इसका भी ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर 3 और इसका भी ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर 3. सो इन बोथ द केसेस यू हैव टू मेंशन द ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर. व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी द नेम? Hexa amine chromium 3, ठीक है, hexa cyano cobaltate 3. Have you understood? किस तरह से ऐसे इनकी नेम लिखते हैं? Let's take another example over here. We are taking platinum NH3 4, right? And we have CuCl4. So how will you name this? First of all, oxidation state इस पे देखो 4 आएगी तो 2 इसकी और 2 इसकी. Okay? So what are we going to get over here? We have tetra amine platinum 2 tetra chlorido curate 2. Right? So you can see that I have given little space between the two coordinate entities over here, and similarly little space between both the ions over here. Is it clear? Then we also have certain non-ionic coordinate compounds. So how do we name the non-ionic coordinate compounds? Non-ionic coordinate compounds. Now when we are talking of non-ionic coordinate compounds, जैसे for example we have this. So we've already taken one example. The name given will be pentacarbonyl. What is going to be the oxidation state? Iron की 0. So you need to mention the oxidation state. Is it clear? We're taking another example over here. We have one example we just taken. Suppose this is the compound given to you. So GLY, that is going to glycinate ion, going to be glycinate ion. So there are 2 glycinate ions. We will write it as diglycinato copper. 2. Glycinate has 1 negative charge, so there are 2 glycinate ions. 2 into 1 negative is going to be 2 negative, so copper is going to have an oxidation state of 2, right? Then we also have certain bridging groups. We have certain bridging groups in bidentate ligands. In this case, we are going to use a prefix mu. Okay, there are bridging. Bridging means that we have, let's take an example. We have cobalt, and then we have 2 ligands which are bridging between 2 different metals. Okay, so over here, how are we going to name this? This is our compound, sulfate. These are known as bridging ligands. So in front of bridging ligand, we are going to use a prefix mu, right? So you can see over here that there are 4 ethylene which are present. So 4 ethylene means what? Tetrakis, ethylene, diamine. ऐसे लिखेंगे tetrakis, ethylene, 1,2-diamine, or you can write it as ethylene, diamine, and then you have, this is one amido and this is hydroxo. So we are going to get amine hyphen mu hyphen imino, then again hyphen mu hyphen hydroxo, mu and again mu. Amino नहीं है, सच amido है, NH2 है ना, so this is going to be amido. This is amido, mu, hydroxo, और उसके बाद we have dicobalt because there are 2 cobalt which are present. Okay, and how will you find the oxidation state over here? Oxidation state will be written as the oxidation state of the cobalt which may be present. Now over here this is 2 negative, this is 1 negative, this is neutral, this is also neutral. So we have 2 and 1, that is equal to 3. So we put the oxidation state as 3 and the counter ion sulfate. Is it clear? So this is how we are going to name the coordinate complexes. Now it's very important for you to practice at least 20 to 30 different types of coordinate complexes to get the idea of naming. Right? Now sometimes it so happens that the name is already given to you and you have to formulate the formula. So how are we going to do that? Writing the formula of coordinate complexes. How do we write the formula? Now we want to follow certain rules. First rule is formula of the cation is always written first, whether it is a coordinate entity or it is a normal counter ion. So positively charged will be written first. Okay? Then the coordination sphere is written in square brackets. This we already know. The coordination entity that is going to be written in square brackets. Number 3, when we are talking of the sequence of how to put the, you can say the formula or how to put the different type of components of any compound. So in that case, first of all, in the coordinate entity, you will place the metal ion. Okay. Second, anionic ligands will be placed first. Then neutral ligands. Okay? And after that you're going to put cationic ligands. So this is again for heteroleptic. Metal ion, anionic ligands, neutral ligands, and then we are going to put the cationic ligands. Okay? Now if in case there are a number of ligands of same type present, then how are you going to name them? Like for example, we have NH3, right? And we have NO2. Okay, so in this case, then you need to place it alphabetically. Alphabetically in the sense that amine M, nitro I. So I will come first and then amine M will come. So you will place nitro first and then you will put the amine. Now if there are more than one kind of anionic ligands present, then also you have to use the alphabetic order. Okay? Okay, so let's take a few examples over here. We have the name given to us is potassium amine chloridoplatinate. And the oxidation state is given as 4. The oxidation, 2. The oxidation state is going to tell us about the number of counter ions which have to be placed. So over here the counter ion is potassium. Okay? And we have platinate, we have amine and we have chlorido. So पहले हम किसको डालते हैं? Metal ion. उसके बाद anionic ligands. So anionic ligand यहाँ पे क्या है? Chlorine. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद amine which is a neutral ligand. So we have amine. If there are more than 2 atoms present in the ligand, then they should be enclosed in round brackets. ठीक है? Now over here we have to find out the number of potassium ions which are present. ये कैसे कैलकुलेट आपने करना है? जिसका नंबर फाइंड करना है उसको आप x ले लो. Right? X, the oxidation state of platinum is given as 2. So you write 2 over here. Then the oxidation state of -1. Amine is neutrally charged. So this is becomes equal to 0. Okay. And how many x is going to be present over here? 1. Please don't go into the charges over here. Okay. Charges are insignificant when we are, because we are just talking of number. We are not talking of oxidation state. So यहाँ पे potassium का जो number आएगा, you can see over here that x comes equal to 1. So potassium that is going to be equal to 1. Let's take another example. We have tetraamine. Tetraamine aqua chlorido cobalt 3 chloride. ठीक है? So अब this is in this your coordinate entity is cationic. So पहले आप coordinate entity यहाँ पे formulate करोगे inside the bracket. The metal atom which is present is cobalt. We have tetraamine aqua and chlorido. अब यहाँ पे tetraamine, amine and aqua they both are neutral ligands. Anionic ligand कौन सा हो गया? Chlorido. Amine और aqua में we will first place amine according to alphabetical order. So we have tetraamine NH3 whole 4 and then aqua H2O and the counter ion is chloride. Again we'll find out how many number of counter ions are present. Oxidation state of this is given as 3 minus 1. This is neutral, this is also neutral, that is equal to X. So what is X over here? 2. So the counter ion present, that is going to be equal to 2. ठीक है? So this is how you need to calculate the number of counter ions which are present. तो ऐसे आप formula लिखते हो. This is all about IUPAC nomenclature over here. Tomorrow, the next class which we are going to take, that is going to be of क्या बोलते हैं उसको, Werner's theory and isomerism in coordination compounds. ठीक है?